everybody, and welcome to the very first week in the very first season of the All Created Teams Dynasty. We are going to, as you saw in the All Created Teams Dynasty hype video that was brought up about a week ago to this day, going to be controlling the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Now we're coming in number 9 to start off this season, and I'm looking at our school ratings, and we are just so excellent across the board. The only thing that I'm even remotely concerned about is our conference power. That's our lowest ranking, and that is still very good. We have excellence across the board, so we should have a pretty nice time bringing in some amazing football players as we try to build our program to where we cannot be touched whatsoever. But since we're ranked number 9, since the team is so good, as well as having fantastic recruiting ratings, what I'm going to do is whenever I play my Mount Union games, it's going to be CPU versus CPU. I figured that was the best way to try and cap my team, to try and make it a little bit more difficult on my end so that I couldn't control my team or what they're trying to do on the field. So that's going to be that's what I'm probably going to do for this series, of course. But speaking of games, we go into our week 1 matchup. We are on the road against the Hamline Pipers. We have a little non-conference matchup going in. I'm playing a team that I believe is in the Big Pacific Conference. Yeah, right there. They are in the Big Pacific Conference. You know, so far as I've been simming these games, as well as playing games for other YouTubers that are collabing with me, you know, my Big North is having a tough time to start out. So we're going to jump into this ball game and go ahead and try to get our conference as well back on track, as well as get a nice little opening win for us here today. And I'm actually surprised to see how close these rankings are. We have a 77 overall offense and a 75 defense. Hamline is slightly below us, but you know, we're ranked number 9 in the country, so we should go ahead and take them on pretty easily. But enough about that. Let's jump into this ball game. Alright kids, so here we are in Hamline's football stadium where my number 9 Mount Union Purple Raiders are going to be on the road here in Hamline. And the crowd certainly showed out. They have a nice audience for this football game here today. You can see Hamline's uniforms as well as our uniforms shortly, as there's the Hamline football team on the other sideline. We're going to go ahead and get into this coin toss here. We do end up winning the coin toss, and I think what my computer is going to do is I think we're going to go ahead and it looks like we're actually going to receive the ball to start this football game. So we'll see what we got in our terms of our special teams unit. 3rd and 16. So we're going to try to get some positive yardage here, and Frank Core is going to decide to scramble here to avoid the pressure. And 3rd and 10 here, ball on the 48-yard line for Hamline University as they try to capitalize on the great field position that they got earlier in the game. Schroeder's going to drop back the pass one more time. He's going to throw it up the right-hand side, but Appo does make the catch and had the opportunity to get the first down, but he's going to walk right out of bounds after he makes the catch. Just didn't have enough room there to do anything. And Hamline's going to punt away after a 3 and out for us, as our guy's going to let it go here. And it falls out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Oh my goodness. What a fantastic punt by Monjero, the senior for Hamline University, putting Mount Union in a tough position here on their 4-yard line, but he's going to go deep here, and it's caught by Helgeson. Helgeson's going to make the catch for a huge first down. That is definitely really disappointing to see, because that was a touchdown if he was able to connect with his receiver right there. But third and 10, quarterback's going to try to hand it off, but 54 has just been killing us. Orochi. But here we go, 2nd and 9 here. I thought it was just a 2-yard game, but it's really only a 1-yarder. But we're gonna throw it up the middle to Siemens, who is able to complete the slant pretty. 2nd and 9 though. Hamline is looking like they're gonna get this triple option going, and it sure is. But Truder is down. So now we have the backup quarterback in on this 3rd and 11. Satan's gonna drop back the pass. The left-hander, he's going deep up the left-hand side, and it's caught. Very first play of the game, he gets it off to Hudson, who gets it. That goes for a gain of 40 yards on the play, and now they are driving. They are now in the red zone. As saying he's gonna take the ball up the middle. It's gonna be gain of 9 yards off the quarterback scramble. And Hamline is now. So here we go, 3rd and 2 here. Truder's now back in the game. Gonna try to throw it up the left-hand side. And Rushko is able to win the one-on-one competition. And Hamline is gonna get on the board here. Hamline here is. Alright, so the Hamline Pipers actually are going to get on the board first here. But it's time for our Mount Union team to go ahead and do something. We're going to start with this carry up the middle to Rabushi, who's going to gain 8 for us on the play. Going to set us up with a nice short 2nd and 2 as we try to show why we're the number 9 team in the country going to this season, which I think is still underrated, but we get sacked on the play. Schrendel just comes off that left edge, just outruns our left guard, and now instead we have a 3rd and 5, which are going to try to run up the middle, but Hamlin's ready for us early on, and we are going to actually have to settle for a 3 and out here, which is definitely extremely disappointing. So now Hamline has some nice field position, but we come with the hammer as well, as Varen comes with a massive hit on the play, makes it 2nd and 15. Nice little 5-yard loss for us. So maybe our team is starting to wake up a little bit here, showing why we're the number 9 team in the nation. However, he's going deep for his receiver. Oh my goodness, we got so lucky there. It was 3rd and he was wide open, and we got extremely lucky that he dropped the ball as we make them go 3 and out on their own. But we really need to get our offense going here. We try to get this long ball to go, but Snoozy actually wins the one-on-one here. So now, our offense early on is not looking too terribly good, as 2 possessions we had 3 and out, and then we also had the interception, and then on top of that we have this pass interference on a ball that was completed anyways. So early on, anything and everything is going Hamlin's way, as another deep pass up the right hand side. He's gonna go to Troy here for a 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line. Sitting on the 9, and then Schroeder's gonna throw a ball to the left corner of the end zone. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, in this CPU versus CPU matchup that we thought would be a good idea, we're down 14-0 already. So it's been a very tough go around, needless to say. And now all of a sudden we really need to get our offense going here, since we are not trying to get upset. And there's Poland. He beat the coverage, and he has one more man to beat, but he gets tracked down. It looks like that was our tight end there that made the catch and was eventually tracked down by, looks like, one of the linebackers. Still a really awesome game, though, as we get it down to their 35-yard line. So looks like our offense is slowly but surely starting to wake up a little bit. We just got to keep the momentum going as Poland makes the catch again, and we get a pass interference, even though we'll definitely decline it since we made the catch, and we actually get 1 more yard than what we would have otherwise. But Rabusi, he's going to run it up the gut here for a gain of 9 yards for his 2nd and 1. So it looks like maybe, just maybe, we'll actually get our first touchdown here in this all-created teams dynasty, as Frank Core, he's going to drop back. He was going to get ready to wind up, but he gets absolutely crushed by Schrendel, and we're going to have to settle for a field goal. So that's definitely disappointing. Speaking of disappointments, Oppo, he gets behind the defense. He only has no man to beat, and it's 21-3. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness gracious, I was not expecting this whatsoever. We are just getting completely burnt. Maybe that number 9 ranking might not be the case any longer. We definitely need to get our act together here as we get a ball over to Helgeson here for the first down. Need to get our offense rolling here as Hamline has been able to light us up very early on in the game, which is certainly disturbing if you're a Mount Union football fan. Is we had the first down there and it's dropped for us. So now we have to punt it back to Hamline here as Varen, he has a nice wide open lane. He gets the first down all by himself on the ground here as Hamline early on is just making an absolutely great statement so far in this ball game. Really showing that they are not to be messed with by any stretch of imagination. But Sunderland, he's going to get into the backfield here. One of our custom recruits for this dynasty. He's going to get a sack for the loss of 5, which sets up his 3rd and 15. Veronera gets hit in the backfield, misses that guy. But the Mount Union defense does rally and get us the ball right back. So here we are, 6:15 to go. As Krosky, he has a 5-yard catch there on the play. Making it a 2nd and 5. And, you know, really surprised at how well Hamline University has been able to game plan for this game here today. Mount Union, of course, in real life is considered one of the best Division III schools in the country when it comes to football. And right now, Hamline is just giving it to us with us being down 21-3. But our offense, slowly but surely, is starting to get something going here. As we have this 1st and 10, we're throwing it up the middle to Ralph. And finally, we get ourselves in the end zone here for an easy touchdown pass. Looks like the offense is starting to wake up a little bit. And we cut this to an 11-point game thanks to that awesome quarterback wide receiver tandem. But now we need to get another stop here on defense as we really should try to get this to a 1-possession game. We get pressure on the quarterback, but they're calling roughing the passing here, which I personally disagree with, as I personally don't think that should be pass interference. But our defense does rally, and we're going to force Hamline to punt it away anyways. Alright, so we have about less than 4 minutes left here in the first half. And our quarterback is certainly struggling dealing with this pressure as he is once again sacked for a loss of 2 on the play. And then Frank Core, he's going to drop back the pass, throw a nice ball up the seam to Helgeson for a nice little first down there. Mount Union definitely has the intent to make this a 1-possession game here right now. And we're going to go deep to the left-hand side, and it's slightly underthrown, and it's going to fall harmlessly to the ground. So we're going to have to punt it away here on 4th and 5. But looks like our CPU coach, he's going to go for it. It's a little risky, and it drops to the ground. So we turn it over on downs, and Hamline has some amazing field position to work with. So now our defense definitely needs to rally here in order to prevent Hamline from getting any points before the end of the first half here. 3rd and 14. It's going to be a throw to the right-hand side to Oppo. Oppo is hit by multiple Mount Union defenders, and despite the great field position, we were able to prevent them from getting any points. But it's certainly not over yet, as we're looking at we are inside the 10-yard line of our own territory. We're forced to go 3 and out, and we're just trying our best to prevent any more points from getting on the board here. Or at least I'm praying, since, you know, this is CPU, that's how I decided to cap myself, at least for the start of this series. And then right before the half, they go for a field goal here, and it is missed. But, however, Hamline is going to take a 21-10 lead going into halftime. So we definitely have a lot of work to do, and after this halftime break, hopefully we get it here. But that first play was certainly not encouraging, unless you count that roughing the passer. But, you know, we need to manufacture our own offense and not rely on these penalties, since we need to get a score here. It would really suck if we end up getting upset here in the very first game of the season. Sure, if we lose a game like this, we would get absolutely roasted on the Doug Steele podcast for the next weekend. We certainly don't want that, but for right now, our defense is handling its business. Seems like they settled down a little bit. We just got to get something going on offense, and in that department, we're just having a hard time getting anything going as we have another 3 and out. And then look at this. There's just a massive hole for Varen to run through. I know it's only 6 yards, but that's definitely really concerning if you're a Mount Union football fan going forward in the series. And then Tritter, he's able to escape the pressure. He's able to pick up even more yardage on the ground, making it a very easy first down for him to get. So now they have it on the 42. They're going to go deep here to Oppo once again. Oppo is just shredding us today as he gets another first down. I know this man has at least one touchdown catch that I'm aware of, as Hamline is just straight shredding us, as there's Oppo once again easily burning the secondary, and it is a 28-10 lead for Hamline. Home crowd though has to be pretty excited, playing so well at home against the number 19 in the country, as we take another loss of 4 yards. Just having a terrible time going. I know it's CPU versus CPU, but you would hope as the team that's heavily favored to win this game that we would at least show some signs of life at this point. It's just been really crazy to see as we now face a 3rd and 23, and we go with this little slant pass, gets it out the goal line, or the shadow of our own goal line, but it's another 3 and out once again. Just having a really terrible time trying to get anything going on offense, but again, at least our defense is there every once in a while to at least get a stop for us, and definitely appreciate that. But now, can the offense come up with anything? But it's fumbled. They poorly execute the pitch play, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Hamline is up 30-10. I have no idea what is going on. This is probably one of the more shocking things that I've seen this week in terms of week 1 games. Just seeing Mount Union not only losing this game, but they're just absolutely being dominated. There's another throw. Secondary gets burned again. And now they're in 1st and goal. They're in the red zone. And ladies and gentlemen, they can make this a 37-10 game, which they do just that. Oh my goodness. I am shocked. I am just absolutely shocked that this is happening right now. As Frank Core, he's going to get sacked once again, and we're just having a terrible day, and we're down 27. We're about to go into the 4th quarter right here as Trader gains 5 yards on the plays. It's just been a rough day for our team overall. As you can see, they outgained us 402 to 215, even though we dominated the time of possession so far. So we're down by 27 going into the 4th quarter. At this point, we're just playing to see if we can find something positive to take out of this, because right now, unless there is an absolute miracle for us, I don't think that we're going to be able to come back and win this game personally, which is a true shame. It's looking more and more like we're going 0-1, but at least there we get a stop on Troy. But I'm looking for more positives on the offensive end, as Frank Court, he's able to spin out. He gets a nice little 9-yard gain. At least something positive to take into the film room and to try to build off of for next week, since we are just having a difficult time. And it's really shocking because we have a true freshman quarterback that, he may be only a freshman making his first ever game, but he was considered an 87 overall, if I'm not mistaken. So, the dude is solid, at least to my imagination, but, today it's just simply not happening. We do have his 3rd and 19, though, and Schroeder does get sacked in the backfield once again. And, we at least one thing that we're doing really well is we're getting pressure on the quarterback. So we just have that going for us, but we can't simply get anything going as we try to draw a play, have that Freddie Kitchens kind of play calling that on a 3rd and 9, and we're just struggling. But we do get a holding to go our way for a loss of 10 yards. So now they face a 2nd and 21 here, but Trider's going to go deep, and they're going to connect once again as Hudson, he's going to get it over to our side of the football field, and then they're just marching the ball right down the field, no problems whatsoever. And yeah, I mean, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it probably multiple more times, as Varen's able to run right up the middle for a comfortable first down on the play. Hamline is looking to make this a 30-plus point differential, as Hamline is definitely going to make a statement here, as Reddick's going to get into the end zone, and you know, that's going to be the last major score of the game. Hamline's going to win this game 44-10. So here's the, I guess, the summary of how the game went. We do lose this game 44-10, like I said before. We got outgained 485 to 279, and we just simply need to play a lot better across the board if we want to achieve the things that we want to go after. You know, this week 1 loss sucks, but you know, we just got to get it back together, and we can play better. Alright, so it was definitely a really tough day to swallow, as we ended up losing to the Hamline Pipers 44-10. It was definitely a pretty hard game to watch, but we can't get too hard on ourselves right now, as next week we go on the road. We'll play against the Wilmington Quakers for some big North Conference play, where we'll try to get back on track and try to forget this week 1 loss that we took here today. Until then, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure you leave a like, and if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, as I will be doing a lot of content with the all-created teams Dynasty for Maximum Football. Until then, I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.